So in the last verse, Lord Krishna was mentioning that all actions are only done by Prakriti or nature. And he who perceives it to be so, he sees well. And at the same time, he also knows that the Atma is the non-doer of everything. It has no actions, and all actions are only wrought or brought or worked out by the Trigunatmika Prakriti. That is Prakriti made up of the three gunas in its various modifications. It automatically brings about all actions in the world. As for instance, in the universe, the sun rises and sets of its own accord. In the physical body too, you will find that since you have the senses and when you have the eyes cannot but see an object. Automatically it sees. If an object comes in front of it, it sees the object. So it's the eyes which see in the first instance. When there is a sound around, it is the ears which hear. So also with respect to all your faculties, it is these respective faculties which go through their various movements and actions in the universe. So he who sees and who understands this truly sees well. He knows. Then he continues, and in the following verses too, he is trying to bring out the Brahma vision. Brahma vision. The vision that you must have. The jnana chakshu. The wisdom eye that you should have in order to perceive Brahman. So that perceiving process, which is in continuous present tense, is being mentioned now. So in the verse number 30 he says, Lord Krishna says, Yada Bhuta Pritak Bhavam Ekastham Anupashyate Tata Evasa Vistaram Brahma Sampatyate Tada Yada Yasmin Kale. At that very time itself, at that very moment, when Bhuta Pritak Bhava Ekastham Anupashyate, he sees the one. At that very moment when he sees the one, which is inherently present in the multiplicity of things around in the whole universe, tada, at that very moment itself, Vistaram Brahma Sampatyate, he attains to the Vistaram Brahma, the Brahman which is Vistaram, which is everywhere. He attains to that state of Brahman which is present, which is everywhere. Taram Brahman. That state of Brahman which is found everywhere. That very instant itself. Because his mind state has got synchronized with the understanding which was given to it about Brahman. That at that very time itself. So that is why he used the two words Yada and Tada. When you have this vision, and when this vision is taking place in you, it's present continuous. When this vision is happening, then at that time, Tada, Vistaram Brahma Sampatyate. You attain to the state of Brahman. You have not yet experienced Brahman, but you have attained to the state of Brahman for the time being. So, Yada, Yasmin Kale, so Bhutana, in all the creatures, Bhutana, with respect to all the beings, Stavara Jangamana, in all the beings which are mobile or immobile. Stones and trees are said to be immobile in the whole universe. And the mobile creatures are those which four-legged and the two-legged ones, and the one with wings which move about. And in all of these multiplicity of phenomena around, both living and seemingly not living, In all of these inert substances and living substances, in all of them, ekastham anupashyati. Ekastham. That one principle he sees, anupashyati. And in all these things, he sees where? In the Atman. He sees in the Atman. Atmani. Ekastham, that one principle. In the Atman, he sees the one principle which is everywhere. And all those things which are everywhere, they are only kalpitam. Kalpitam means they have been superimposed. In all the superimposed things, he finds them being superimposed upon the Atman. Upon the Atman, they are all superimposed. And he perceives that one Atman everywhere. That one Atman. Ekastham, in that one Atman. And it is one Atman because, and when does he attain to this state? When does he attain to this state? Now, one of the definitions for the Atman, which is Brahman, is, there are many definitions. Sat-Chit-Ananda is one definition. Sat-Chit-Ananda. Absolute existence, absolute consciousness, absolute bliss is one definition. Then another definition. Sajatiya, Vijatiya, Swagata Beta, Rahita. Brahman is that which is free of Sajatiya Beta. That is to say, in Brahman there isn't anything similar to it. Sajatiya. Vijatiya. There isn't anything which is dissimilar to it. So what is dissimilar to it? The whole universe is dissimilar to it. So there isn't anything dissimilar to it. Nothing similar to it. Nothing dissimilar to it. And then Swagata Beta Rahita. And then at the same time Swagata. Within itself, it is not constructed of parts. It has no parts. It has no parts. It's not made up of parts. Like
Avyav Rahit.
Avyav Rahit is one thing. Here it is constituted of various aspects. Like the human body. The human body is constituted of various aspects. It has got the brain, it has got the sense organs, it has got the legs. So it's constituted of all of these factors. So it is not, so everyone is different from the other. The head is different from the senses and the senses are different from the body structure. So this is differences within oneself, within one setup itself. But the Atman is free of all of this, Swagata Beta. There are no differentiations and no is it made up of parts. Because we hear sometimes in the Western world, people erroneously mention that we are all parts of God, which is incorrect. We are not parts of God. My heavens, if we were to be constituted of parts of God, what would be the fate of God?
Nothing will be left in.
Nothing will be left of him. With all the crazy individuals being part of him. So we are not parts of God. This is a popular saying, but it's an erroneous saying. It's an error, a great error. So we are not parts of God. All of us put together do not go to make up Mr. God's existence. It is not so. So therefore, this Swagata Beta has to be clear. So therefore, when you have none of these, and when your mind state also is in a similar condition. Now remember, your mind state has got it doesn't perceive anything dissimilar. When your mind state, it doesn't perceive a tree, a mountain, a sky, they're all dissimilar to the Atman. It doesn't see anything dissimilar, nor does it perceive anything similar, and nor does your mind perceive anything which is made up of parts, conscious of. So whenever your mind is in such a state, free of these, then it is an ekarasa state. It is a one nature, a one essence everywhere. One essence everywhere. And when it is a one essence everywhere, all over, then what is happening is, your mind is free of duality. Your mind is free of multiplicity. It's free of multiplicity. When it is free of multiplicity, it is simultaneously free of duality. Duality of I and you. I and the universe. This is duality. So this duality also disappears. Multiplicity also disappears in this state of mind, in this frame of mind. Then at this state, your mind state has got synchronized, has synchronized itself with a state of Brahma. If these two palms are similar, and when they synchronize, when you bring them together, they synchronize. So similarly also,
they cover exactly
each other. They cover each other properly. They fit each other properly. So similarly also, you have been told what Brahman is. You have been told. This is a jnana. This is the knowledge that has been imparted to you. So now you have got to correspondingly make your mind state also so. This is your sadhana, practice. Because, so during these moments, what you have to do is, there should not be any, your mind should have no nirakara. This is what is understood as nirakara. There are no akaras, no forms. Your mind state is now free of all forms. Nirakara. Nirvikara. There is no modification. Nirvikara. There are no modifications in your mind. And modifications in the form of what? Various thoughts, various thought patterns, various object patterns. It has none of this. Nirakara, nirvikara, and niranjanam. So niranjanam also means that it is untouched by anything. Untouched by anything. It is pure space, like space. It's just pure space, untouched by anything. So when your mind state is in this state, correspondingly, it has corresponded with the idea which was given to you about Brahman. About Brahman. So when this happens, when this state of affairs happens, this is called Advaita. This is called Advaita, or maintaining the non-dual awareness. Non-dual awareness. All these years, you are only maintaining the Dvaita awareness. Dvaita awareness is I and you, I and the universe. I and the multiplicity of things is Dvaita. This is the Dvaitin. So everybody in the world is a natural Dvaitin. You don't need a philosophy for that, to be a Dvaitin, automatically. But when you, from Dvaita vision, when you get to the non-dual vision, this is the non-dual vision. This is called Advaita. This non-dual vision is Advaita. You maintain this. When you maintain this vision, non-dual vision, your mind has synchronized itself with a state of Brahman. That is why he says, Yada tada. When you maintain this state, tada, then at that time, Vistaram Brahma Sampatyate. It's a very pertinent statement. Not later on. Right now itself, you are in tune. You are in tune with Brahman.
At that very moment.
At that very moment, you are in tune with Brahman. So therefore, continue this. This is sadhana. This is jnana sadhana. It's called knowledge discipline, jnana sadhana. So there.
Just one.
Yeah.
This state you mentioned of mind.
Yes.
Is it that Akhand Brahmakar?
Yes. Yes. This is, there's another term for it. And this term corresponds to another technical statement called Akhandakara Vritti or Brahmakara Vritti. Akhanda Brahmakara means continuous Brahmakara Vritti. So you are supposed to maintain this state continuously. Akhanda Brahmakara Vritti. So Brahma Akara Vritti. That is what it means. Brahma, there are three words there. Brahma Akara Vritti. So your mind state, the Vritti, has taken the Akara, the formless nature of Brahman. Brahmakara Vritti. Because there is a mystery about it. People wonder how to maintain this Brahmakara Vritti. What is this Brahmakara Vritti? How to maintain it? They wonder very much. Brahman is not a vastu. It is not a thing or a substance or an entity.
Shapeless.
It is not only shapeless, it is not an entity, not a vastu, not a substance, but it is, you got to understand, one has to understand what it is. It is the state of beingness. So therefore, that is why Vistaram Brahma Sampatyate, you attain. It's a very noble state. As for instance, let me illustrate this with you. Shankha Chakra Gada Padma Vishnu, with 4 arms, beautifully adorned, with his Krida. And when you are able to visualize this Vishnu, then what are you doing? Your mind has assumed the form or the akara of Vishnu. And when it attains the form or the akara of Vishnu, then it is said Vishnu akara. And when you are reverently worshipping Vishnu in this manner, then you are doing upasana of Vishnu. Got it? In the same way also, Brahma akara vritti. So what is Brahman? Brahman has no akara, no form. It has no form at all. So this Brahman, which is of such a nature, your vritti, your Brahma akara, so of the formless Brahman, it has assumed the form or the nature of the formless Brahman, your mind state. So your mind state is the vritti. So therefore at this point, your mind state has correspondingly become one with Brahman, and therefore it is doing Brahma upasana. Brahma bhava. This is called Brahma bhava. And when you have this feeling of oneness with Brahman, this feeling of Brahman with oneness with Brahman, and it's a loving feeling of oneness, tum hai hum ek hi hai. Brahman and I are one. We are not two. So this way, this feeling that you develop, it is called as parabhakti. This is called as parabhakti, or it is called as supreme devotion. Supreme devotion. You are devotedly maintaining this state with all love and adoration of the state of oneness with Brahman. With Brahman. You want to experience Brahman. So therefore, that's the most wonderful thing. And therefore, your mind has now synchronized itself with what Brahman is. And this is what it is. So that is what he is trying to explain to you. But he's bringing it out in his own peculiar way.
Sorry, just one question.
Yes.
We are still one step away from Brahman.
Yes.
Brahman.
Yes. But you have not yet become Brahman. But you are trying to maintain the awareness of Brahman. You are still in the sadhana avastha. Sadhana avastha. So in the sadhana avastha, this frame of mind has to be maintained. So when this frame of mind is maintained over a period of time, then what happens is you develop Brahman samskaras. Brahman samskaras. The samskaras, or with respect to Brahman, every time you practice this is being developed. So these Brahman samskaras, or the Atma samskaras, they go and neutralize what? The anatma samskara which you had. The anatma samskara. The samskara means impressions. So every time you maintain this particular state, you are acquiring the impression of Brahman. That's a better way of putting it. You are cultivating and acquiring the impression of Brahman. And this impression of Brahman will go and neutralize and efface all the worldly impressions and all the human impressions. The human impressions are that I am a human individual with all my limited human limitations, with all my human character. This is the human impression. So these human impressions go to get neutralized or effaced or cleared. It is just like the dusting is taking place. The dusting is taking dust. The mirror has been very well dusted for a long time. It has got encrustations. So now you are clearing it, clearing the encrustations. So this is exactly what is happening. So by this by this act of meditation. This is the purpose of it. This is the primary purpose of meditation. And when you, if in case you did not have these human impressions, that I am so and so, this is a human impression. If you did not have this human impression, and if your mind was a total blank, with no impressions, the moment you are told that you are Brahman, you should realize it, you should experience it, right? The very fact that you are unable to experience it means that there is a block there. There is a parda. The parda is my ego or the human impressions. So this parda or the curtain has to be cleared. This is the veil which has to be cleared. So clearing of this veil is now what is being undertaken, which is the human impression. So because the human impressions, you have cultivated it over a long time. It's not only in this lifetime, but in so many lifetimes, you had accumulated all these human impressions. So therefore, it will take some time for you to clear it. This is the purpose. So therefore, when you are in this particular state of ekastam anupashyati, and the word anupashyati has been used. Anu means according to you are following it up, is a follow-up of the instructions which are being given to you. The teachings which have been given to you by the teacher and by the scriptures, that is being followed up by you, anupashyati. According to that, you are following it up. Otherwise, you wouldn't know how to proceed into this. So therefore, it is anupashyati. As per the way you have been taught, you are following it up, anupashyati. Shastra drishtiya. So, as explained by the teacher, Shastra drishtiya, you are now following it up, anupashyati. And in this particular state, as we mentioned, since similar perceptions are not there, dissimilar perceptions are not there, dissimilar perceptions of the things of the universe are not there, dissimilar perceptions of mental perceptions are not there, and swagata beta, and also you're not broken into parts. It is ekarasa. So when all of this anartha, this is called the anartha. The presence of this is the anartha. Anartha means undesirable. These are the undesirable impressions. When these undesirable impressions and moods are no more there, then you have attained, automatically your mind state has attained to the state of Brahman. Vistaram Brahma sampatyate tada, at that time. So this is what it is. Then in verse number 31, Anaditvat nirgunatvat paramatmayam avyayah shariyastopi kaunteya na karoti na lipyate. Anaditvat. So paramatma, this atma, this which is your paramatma, which is your supreme self, is anadi, anaditvat. It has no beginning. So it is unborn. It is ever existent. Or can we use another word? Self-existent. It is self-existent. The Atma of you. You as the Atman is self-existent. Anaditvat. Then nirgunatvat. It has no gunas, no attributes, no gunas. Just like Dhanavan. He is a Dhanavan because of the Dhanam. Dhanavan means a wealthy man because of his wealth. If you take away the wealth, he is no more a Dhanavan. So it's a conditional thing. So such a state of affairs is not there for the Atma. So that is why it is said, Nirgunatvat. It is free of the three gunas. Nirgunatvat. So when it is free, when it's free of the three gunas, it is free of Prakriti. Because three gunas, Prakriti is constituted of the three gunas. So Prakriti is not. And then this body of yours is an effect of Prakriti, is an effect of nature. It has come out of nature. So therefore this body is also not there. Then Paramatma, I am avyaya. Avyaya means it does not decay. Since it is anaditvat, unborn, it can also neither decay and perish. It cannot decay and perish. Only that which is born undergoes decay and perishes. So that also is not there for the Atma. The body undergoes all of this modifications. The mind undergoes all of this, because the mind is also part of the Prakriti, part of nature, the mind nature. It is an effect of nature, karya, or the effect of nature, of the Trigunatmika Prakriti. So it doesn't have, and the mind keeps on fluctuating. So that fluctuation is also not there. It is of the serene one state indeed. Vyayati. Surupat, from its own nature, it does not decay or change. Then he says, Sharirastopi Kaunteya, O Kaunteya Kundi Putra, Sharirastopi, even though it is encased in the body, na karoti, it does not do any action. And since it does not do any action, because all actions are only done by Prakriti, by nature, that he has already seen. That only all actions are being done by nature. And he is the akarta. He is the non-doer. He is the non-doer. Na karoti, he is a non-doer. And since he is a non-doer, na lipyate, he is not tainted by the results of actions. Na lipyate. Neither the results of actions come to him. Neither the actions nor the results of actions come to this person. He is beyond that. He is beyond all this. He is giving two examples to illustrate further about this Atman, so that you will be able to appreciate what this Atman is. You have to, in order for you to appreciate it, two more examples are being given in the next two verses. What are they? Yatha sarvagatam saukshmiyat akasham na.
Sorry, one small query.
Yes.
Is there any specific reason in 31 using word Paramatma, not Atma?
Yes, in fact, the word Paramatma is used because Sarvasmin, it is the Atma which is found in everything, in every body, in that sense. And also Paramatma, the word Para has also been used because it is beyond everything, Paramatma. So normally people identify themselves with the Jivatma. So with respect to the Jivatma, the word Paramatma is used. The Jivatma, the individual is part of Prakriti, while Paramatma is beyond. So in all of these sense, the word Paramatma.
Or is it that the Atma is gradually graduating towards
No, there is no graduation here. There is no graduation here. Here the graduation.
In the last verse, it said that
The
has become almost Brahman.
No. Then here, the way to graduate to the Atman, to the Paramatma is to give it up. To give up. Ulta hai.
No, because the word used Vistar in the previous one
the Vistar.
means, I think now the Atma has become almost
No.
realized.
It has not yet realized. Vistaram Brahma. This same Atman, when it is found as the Atman everywhere, same Atman is found as the Atman everywhere. Where? In the stones, in the mountains, in the oceans, in the rivers, in all the beings. Therefore the word Paramatma is used, and therefore the word Vistaram Brahma is used. The Vistaram Brahma. So, for that Vistaram Brahma, you can use the word Paramatma also.
Because so far, Jivatma was confining itself
to the body.
Boundaries.
Yes.
And once it has liberated.
Once it gets liberated, the Jivatma ceases to exist.
Yes.
The Jivatma is no more.
Yes.
But the Paramatma was there all through. Was there? The Supreme Self was all there all through. So by losing its individual character, which was the parda, which was the veil, by losing its veil, it realized its oneness everywhere.
Yeah, so from henceforth onwards, Paramatma word will be used for...
No, it's not like that. It's not like that. In this particular context, the word Paramatma is used whenever So, Paramatma, the word is used to express Brahman, what Brahman is. Oh, according to the context, we have to understand the word Atma also. Sometimes the word Atma refers to in the Bhagavad Gita for the Jivatma, right? Sometimes it refers to the Paramatma. And what is the Paramatma? Paramatma is that which transcends Prakriti, while Jivatma is very much part of Prakriti. Part of Prakriti and is the effect of Prakriti, is the Karya of Prakriti. So therefore, Paramatma, the word has been used. Oh, and also the word Paramatma is also being used because it is the Atma within all beings. That Atma which is within all beings. Within the stone, within the mountains, in the streams, in the tiger, in the gods, in the humans, angels, in all of this, it is the same Atma, therefore it is a Paramatma. That's it. Sarvasreshta hai. So it means that it is synonymous with Brahman. The word Paramatma is synonymous with Brahman. So when people say, "Ato mera Atma hai," no one says, "Hum Paramatma hai." No one ever says that. Babre, Paramatma hai, iska to agra bhejna padta. Gadbad hai. So therefore, now he is giving two examples to make us appreciate and understand the nature of this Paramatma. Yatha sarvagatam saukshmyat akasham na upalipyate sarvatra avasito dehe yatata atma na upalipyate. Yatha, just as sarvagatam saukshmyat akasham, space, cosmic. Saukshmyat, it is very subtle. You can't perceive this. Supposing there were no objects, you can only know that there is space with reference to the objects. If there were no objects anywhere, it is empty space. You will not know. That is why when in high altitude, when you go up, you never know which is above and which is below. They need those. No direction is known there. Left, right, up and down is not known. Therefore, the instruments are necessary to indicate whether you're going up or down. In order to descend also, you must know. So, Akasha, just like Saukshmyata, which is the same everywhere, of the same nature, same character everywhere. And it is Sarvagatam, it is everywhere. Wherever the universe is, the universe came to exist in space. That is why the first thing which was created was space. So the universe exists in space. Entire universe. So this is very subtle indeed. Yata sarvagatam. So it is sarvagatam. Sarvagatam means it is everywhere. Literally it means it went everywhere. Not that it went everywhere, it is everywhere. It is everywhere.
Scientifically also we can perceive actually objects occupy volume. And volume without space cannot exist. Three dimensions. So that is scientifically also.
So Saukshmyat Akasham na upalipyate. It is untouched by anything. It is untouched by anything. Untouched by anything means if there is a breeze or a wind or a cyclone, it is untouched by that. It doesn't affect space at all. The movements of the trees does not affect space at all. The trees can be swaying in the wind, but it doesn't affect the space at all. Space is as it is. So, therefore, in the same way also, Sarvatra avastito dehe tata atma na upalipyate. In the same way also, the Atma, which is indwelling, Sarvatra, everywhere. This Atman which is indwelling everywhere in all being, in every substance, whether it is inert or living, in all of them it is indwelling in their respective bodies. Nevertheless, it is untouched by functionings, the movements and the attributes of those bodies. Sarvatra avasitye dehe tata atma na upalipyate. It is untouched, uncontaminated. Niranjanam, total Niranjanam. That's what he means. So here also, similarly also, every individual in his sadhana practice, of course, must so live his life as to be untouched by the happenings of nature around. Lipyate, Niranjanam. Dunya ka anjan bhi uske andar hai. Niranjanam. So, tata atma na upalipyate is untouched by everything. Untouched by what? By the loka dukkena. By the loka dukkha, it is untouched. Loka dukkha means by the sorrows and miseries and the joys and the happiness which is circulating in the world all around. It is untouched by all. And by the births and the deaths of all things, it is untouched by all. So this is one example. Then the next example that he is giving is Yata prakashayati ekah krishnam lokam imam ravihi Ch13 tata krishnam prakashayati Yata, just as Yata prakashayati ekah krishnam lokam imam ravihi. So ekah krishnam lokam imam ravihi. So ravihi is the sun. The sun, Yata, just as the sun, Yata, just as the sun, ravihi. Imam krishnam lokam prakashayati. So the Ravi Ekah, the sun being one, it prakashayati, it illumines Krishna, the entire universe. This entire universe is being illumined by the sun which being one. It's totally illumined by this. In the same way also, Tata Ch13, Tata in this manner too, the Ch13 means the Ch13, the one who is abiding in this body is called the Ch13, the Ch13, Tata Ch13. Krishnam Ch13 prakashayati Bharata. He illumines this Ch13, illumines the Ch13, the Ch13, the real Ch13, as the Paramatman. He illumines the entire Krishnam Ch13, the entire field. The field of operations is illumined by this one Ch13, the Ch13. And what is that field? The field is twofold. The external field and the internal field. The external field is from Mahat onwards, from the manifest universe, with all its various planets, stars, moon, etc., sun and the moon and all of these things. All of this is the external field. And the internal field is, of course, the mind field. M-I-N-D, mind, the mind field. So both of these are illumined by this Ch13. This Ch13 illumines it. Krishnam prakashayati Bharata. Now this also could be understood from another interesting point of view. When you have a dream, by what light is the entire dream phenomena, the dream universe is lit? Where has the light come from? The light has come from that very dreamer himself, within himself. He illumines the whole show. The whole show of the dream is illumined by that. In that dream itself, there is no external light. The whole universe, including the dreamer, is all lit up by this, by the dreamer, by the dream consciousness, So also, this is the waking dream. This entire universe could be considered to be the waking dream, which is similarly lit up by the Ch13. You as the Ch13, you have lit up the whole thing. Sarvam prakashaya, Krishnam, Sarvam prakashayati, Ch13. Oh Bharata. So now this word here, Bharata, is very interestingly used for Arjuna, or member of the Bharata dynasty. Bharata. He comes from the Bharata dynasty. So the people living in this, who have come down this dynasty is said to be Bharatiyas. Bharati. And now, the word Ba means self-luminous. Prakasha. The words Swayam Prakasha. Ba means Swayam Prakasha. And this which is Swayam Prakasha is Sarva Prakasha. Swayam Prakasha. So you are that which is Swayam Prakasha. And Rata, Bharata. You are reveling in this. In your own Prakasha, your existence is there. So you are reveling in your own Atman. Bharata. So Bharata means you are reveling in your own beingness, which is full of consciousness. Ba means Swayam Prakasha. Swayam Prakasha means full of consciousness. Not that is a physical Prakasha, physical light, but it is consciousness. So you are, and it is non-dual consciousness of a dimension which you can't conceive. That's why the word consciousness has been used with a capital C. And the one who is absorbed, self-absorbed in this consciousness, is said to be Bharat. So thus in this way, the word Bharata Sambodhana has been used for Arjuna here by Krishna. Now in the last verse of this chapter, he is concluding it. Ch13 evam antaram jnana chakshusha bhuta prakriti moksham cha ye viduhu yanti tre param. So in conclusion he says, concluding, Ch13 evam antaram. Evam, thus in this manner, which has been so far explained in this particular chapter, in this manner. What has been explained? The difference and the distinction which exists between the Kshetra, which is the field, and the Kshetrajna, which is the knower of the field. And they are two disparate things, and evam antaram, their difference has been so clearly presented to you, so that you are able to know the Kshetra as Kshetra and the Kshetrajna as Kshetrajna. Jnana chakshusha, and this is the jnana chakshu which has been given to you. Jnana chakshu means the eye of wisdom, the eye of wisdom knowledge, which has been imparted to you by the scriptural wisdom, scriptural eye. Shastra chakshu. Shastra chakshu means the eye of the scripture. The wisdom eye of the scripture has given you this knowledge to make you understand the distinction which is there between the two, so that you can step away from the Kshetra and realize and experience the true Kshetrajna. And of course, in between, a pseudo Kshetrajna transpired because of this mutual superimposition. Because of this mutual superimposition, anyonya tadatmya, between the Kshetra and the Kshetrajna, between these two disparate things, there was a mutual superimposition. As a result of this, a peculiar sambandha or a connection arose, and that connection brought about troubles, and it brought about this troublesome individual, the Jiva Bhava, the individual. It brought about a new entity called the individual, and this individual was having all the problem. So it created a new individual or a new individuality with a new personality, a human personality. And this human individual was having all the delusions and the problems. This was the one which was created by this mutual superimposition between the Kshetra and the Kshetrajna. And as a result of this new individual transpired, called the Jiva. He is the Jiva. And what is the Jiva? That he too is the product of Kshetra itself, who has come out of this. So Jnana Chakshusha, by this eye of wisdom, you are able to comprehend all of this. Then by this understanding, what happens? Bhuta-prakriti moksham. Bhutanam prakriti moksham. So Bhutanam, of all the beings, for all the beings, Bhutanam, for Sarva Bhutanam, for all the beings, they have to get moksha from Prakriti. Moksha or liberation. Moksha means liberation from Prakriti. All the beings must attain their liberation from Prakriti. And what is this? So, Bhuta Prakriti Moksha. So that way to obtain that liberation, the practical way to obtain this liberation from nature for all the beings has so far been described in this particular chapter. And this Prakriti is said to be, what is this Prakriti? Another word for Prakriti is Maya, because it mentions the Mayam tu Prakritim Vidhi, Mayinam tu Maheshwaram. So may you understand that Maya is Prakriti, Mayam tu Prakritim Vidhi. So another word for Prakriti is Maya, and another word for Maya is Avidya, Ajnana or Avidya. Now, with reference to the Maya has got two powers, the veiling power and the projecting power. So the word Maya is used with emphasis to the projecting power, with due emphasis to the projecting power, because that is why I say Maya, means, oh, ye Maya bhi hai, ye Maya. So is a dazzling aspect. The projecting power dazzles you, it captivates your imagination. So therefore, with reference to the same thing, this is from the point of view of the projecting power is called as Maya, that is, and the same thing, same Prakriti, from the point of view of the veiling power is called as Avidya. Avidya means that which covers, the veiling power. Avarana Shakti. Avarana Shakti. So this Avarana, one is the Avarana Shakti, the other is the Vikshepa Shakti. So the Avarana Shakti, what it does, so the word Prakriti has now been changed to the word Maya or Avidya, and this has got two powers, Avarana Shakti and Vikshepa Shakti. So with reference to the Avarana, the veiling power, it is called as Avidya, and with reference to the emphasis on the projecting power, perhaps we could use the word Maya. So what has happened is, first it has veiled your true nature as the Atman or Paramatman. It has veiled it, and then projected the not only the universe, projected you, the individual, as well.
Anything as per its wishes, actually.
Yes,
in a sense.
Yes, it has projected, and the individual too has got projected, the Jiva too. So therefore, this is that Maya, Avidya, Prakriti, Moksha. So Moksha means to be free and liberate, to be free of this Prakriti or Maya or Avidya. So therefore, this Avidya, which is said to be, this Avidya can only be removed by Vidya, by nothing else. Ignorance, Avidya means ignorance. The counter opposite of ignorance is Vidya or knowledge, and it is this knowledge only which can remove this. The knowledge of the Atman can only remove this Avidya or ignorance. And once it has been removed, then you will not know where it has disappeared, where Avidya has disappeared. Once Avidya is gone, it is gone forever. Then thereafter, as it is said, O Ramji, teen kaal mein hi hua na dunya. The world did not exist even in any three periods of time. It never existed. That statement will arise automatically. Only after that. After the divine experience only a person will be able to say this. Not before that. Not before that. So therefore, Bhuta Prakriti Moksham cha ye viduhu yanti te param. Param. So such a person who has understood this and this knowledge, which has been introduced in this particular chapter, with reference to the Ch13 and the Ch13, and the distinctions between these two, he can obtain the moksha from Prakriti or Ch13, and thereby vidur yanti te param, he will attain to that supreme state, the state Kaivalya Padam. He will attain to the Kaivalya state. Now Kaivalya state is that state. You know what Kaivalya means? Kevalasya bhava. Kaivalya. Kevalasya bhava. Being by oneself. Being by itself. Being by oneself or itself is Kaivalya. So in that state there is no body. No body. No physical body. So it's an existence bereft and free of the encumbrance of a body. Physical bodily existence is no more there. That is that state of existence which is known as Kaivalya. So there the Atman exists by itself, free in its natural glory. And this is the 13th chapter, which describes this Ch13 and Ch13. Iti Sri Mahabharate Shatasahasrayam Samhitayam Vayachikyam Bhishma Parvani Srimad Bhagavad Gita Upanishatsu Brahma Vidyayam Yoga Shastre Sri Krishna Arjuna Samvade Ch13 Vibhaga Yogo Nama Trayodasho Adhyayah. And this is intriguing. This particular chapter is also called as, by certain other commentators, not as Ch13 as purusha-prakriti. The word purusha-prakriti, vibhaga yoga, which is also correct. So in both ways it has been used, this particular chapter. And they are both appropriate and correct. Om Tat Sat. So this chapter is complete.